Yes, sir. Daniel, once again, I'm back at it. This is day 21. No more Mary Jane. So today I'm going to talk about how NOFAP changed my life. I think it was about 2, maybe 3 years ago that I started coming across this topic on YouTube, and it was very interesting. Um, I was kind of struggling with this at the time. Just like any other addictions I had in the past. I would only smoke maybe 2, 3 times a day, two, 3 joints a day. I'd only maybe drink once or twice a week. Um, when I used to smoke cigarettes, I smoked maybe like 5 or 10 cigarettes a day max. Like a high day would be like 12. But after so much, it just would burn my throat. So it wasn't like it really wasn't helping me or anything. It was like I just I guess I don't know. I guess I could see that as a blessing. I whatever vices I had, I couldn't abuse them too much. But that doesn't go to say that I would be better off without it completely. So that being said, um, when I started coming across NoFap videos and stuff like that, and I really liked it because it was all different walks of life that I watched. There was black people, Asian people, white guys, Spanish guys, everything, Indian guys, just everybody, all different walks of life. And what I found really cool was just that I was very open and receptive to the whole idea. So I watched several, probably several dozen videos of it, and I still do watch some time to time. Depending if the title, the titles grab us, the titles captivate us, or the thumbnail, stuff like that. But all in all, I'm pretty much done with my whole NoFap studying, researching. I definitely get it now. I got the idea, especially after watching those videos for several months. I really understood. I got the point. People really got the point across to me. All different walks of life, different ages, different backgrounds, different everything. So I found it a really cool niche on YouTube because it was just so. It was very humbling. Very very transparent. People were just really opening themselves up to their addiction and their experiences, and you know. So I mean, I would hear stories of people, and this is why I guess a lot of this YouTube stuff it really helps. Um, I remember watching videos of some guys, and I'm listening to what they're saying, and they're making a lot of sense because they have a lot of experience at this. So basically, what I noticed, like I was watching, some quite a few guys, and they would be saying like, I get off 8 times a day. Sorry, let me start lower. People would say 3, 4 times a day. Some people would say 5 times a day. Others would say 6 or 7 times a day. People would say 8, 9, 10 times a day. Then I started hearing numbers like a dozen times a day, 15, 20. There's even people that I know in my neighborhood, in my surroundings, and even they would be like, "Oh yeah, 20 times a day." Like, what does dust come out after? After 15? I mean, after 10? What even comes out anymore? So I was hearing other people's experiences, and they were doing it 10, 20 times more than I was doing it, you know. However, what really sparked my interest about the whole subject on NoFap is that I would do it maybe once, twice a day. But that doesn't include, the time I would spend looking for it, big booty girls, whatever I was into at the time, um, looking for it, watching it, downloading it, collecting it, thinking about it throughout the day and stuff like that, right? So I would only do it like something stuck in my teeth. I would only do it like once or twice a day. I mean, 3 times was just like way too much. It took so much out of me, and that's something I want to touch on right now is that just one time, not even two. When I started watching NoFap videos, what helped me was the first stage was okay. Now I understand this more. I've done my research, things like that. So it was like okay. So it was definitely a stepping stone to bettering myself, challenging myself, trying to get on that 1 week streak and then whatever else follows, you know? So basically, sorry, I almost lost my train of thought. So I guess my first step was that I was already pretty conscious that um, just one time, you know, I think I saw my first NoFap video like 5 or 6 years ago. Now that I think of it, I think it was like 6 years ago, because I remember that far back. I uh, I had either started watching the videos or I had started to be more conscious about it. Either or. So I think I was just more conscious than most people. So I love going to the gym. I love working out. I love the bodybuilding lifestyle. I love Michael Hearn, Rich Piana, Kali Muscle, all the greats that inspire me. California Boys, Big Boy. All these guys that are just fine. I always just I find them absolutely amazing, inspirational people. Um, so I started to notice that um, if and when I did it before the gym, I was just not the same, as opposed to if I went to if I went to I like had to get up early or whatever, and I didn't have time to look at videos and do whatever I was, in a bad habit of doing at the time. I noticed like if I went to the gym right away, first thing in the day, I just ate and I went and I got it done. Um, it was pretty, it was just so much more optimal of an experience. It just had like a full tank of gas type thing, right? I think that's one of the best analogies I could use, is that I had a full tank of gas, and I went in there, I killed it. I killed those weights. I did amazing performance. Heavy, heavy lifting, lots of reps. At times I would even impress myself. I would know. I would be able to differentiate that type of workout from like a bad, lazy, running on empty kind of workout. So over time, I started to realize that, hey, you know what? Let me wait until after when, after I work out to come home and do this sort of thing, right? Start indulging in these women. So I noticed that after, when I waited until after my workouts I knew it. I was like, wow, I eat, I don't entertain any bad vices or anything. Um, I just went and there was no distractions. There was nothing sucking my energy. You know, I just went there on a tank on full, and I destroyed it. I came home, and then I would indulge in these women because that was the stage I was at so far, without having seen a NoFap video yet, really, as far as I remember. So basically, that was a thing, and then I'd be at the gym and I'd be like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get home and oh, I'm gonna watch this girl, this video of this girl shaking her butt. I had it all planned out because I was already abstaining compared to my normal use of it. So basically, so basically, that was like step one. And then I think I was at that stage for quite a while. With days that didn't work out, hey, you don't need your energy, you can just dispose of it. And then, so I think now I can start getting into, um, give me 1 second, clear my throat. Magnesium juice. So I think now I can start getting into, I think I was at that stage for a while where I knew to do it later in the day or after I worked out because it was just so depleting. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I would know how to make it count. The best moment in the video, the best girls I could find, the girls that aroused me the most, and whatever. Smoke at the same time. All addictions mix very well together. It's funny how that works, isn't it? So basically, I was at that stage for a while where I would only do it later in the day or after the gym. So basically, I think, I guess, a couple years later, when I moved into my new place, I was browsing YouTube and I was very open-minded. I was like a sponge. And basically, I started coming across like my first NoFap videos and stuff like that. I mean, I found it super cool because it was like all these wonderful guys, that just really poured their their hearts out, and they were very transparent in their videos. I really appreciated it because it was what I found in the videos was a lot of the missing links. It was a lot of the missing links, and basically, what I noticed was people were talking about how this this long of a streak will change your mind. This long of a streak will, change your perception of women, and you won't be so weak anymore. This or that, whatever, right? So basically, that's when I started, practicing. Okay, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, five, six, seven, of abstinence. Just completely not doing it anymore. And I think one of the first things I noticed is like 3 or 4 or 5 days, into it, it's just like the strength at the gym gets so much better. Um, you don't need as much sleep. And I heard certain people. I believe it was like an Indian man who was very like small channel, random guy, and I really enjoyed his content. I don't remember what his name was anymore. It was one of my YouTube channels from a while ago, and I remember he described he's like, I love everything, I love all the benefits, but you could see the black in his eyes, and he was very like, I just don't know how to sleep. He just wanted help on sleeping. He's just like, I'm having trouble sleeping because it's just, I guess, you start to have, I want to say almost too much energy because you're not just throwing it away anymore. So it's a very different concept. It's a whole 180 that you're doing where you're not shooting into the tissue it's actually staying within you. So your battery just gets fuller and fuller and fuller, and you're full of drive, motivation, and adrenaline, and everything. Uh, Something in my teeth. So yeah, that guy was really cool. The Indian man. He was very, like I said, very small channel, just a regular guy. And I love watching those guys the most because the bigger channels, it gets watered down. It's supposed to be it's for entertainment more than anything. It's not really transparent or real as it should be, right? So I like watching the smaller channel guys. And yeah, he was just like, my only issue is I can't sleep. I have trouble sleeping, and you could tell he looked tired, etc. So what I would notice, like me personally, 7 days, 14 days, let's start with like 3, 4, 5 days. When I started doing those little streaks of a few days and a bit more, and leading up to a week, I started noticing that too. It's like you can't, I don't just like release and just like fall asleep like I'm on a cloud. It just doesn't happen like that anymore. So basically, that started to happen for me too. It just didn't. It's like I couldn't sleep at night, or I couldn't sleep too much. I would just like kind of wake up in the morning earlier and just be like ready to go, ready for something. Because you're, as they explained in the videos that I used to watch, and when I first found the whole NoFap concept, they really uh, broke it down, how like your mind's gonna change, your energy's gonna change, your sleep cycle, your circadian rhythm will change a little bit, like just things. It's just like a roller coaster of change. There's a lot of like your body's like readjusting and readapting to normal, right? Because artificial and ejaculating to that, not you too, but you know what I mean. It's artificial, it's unnatural, and it's very new. I mean, we used to do it to pages of magazines, I guess, back in the 80s and 90s, and then it turned into screens. And I mean, I would say neither one is better than the other. So basically, in my perspective, when you start practicing this and you get better at it and you have longer streaks, and then your energy bar and your battery, your daily battery just starts getting bigger and fuller. And um, I think what I think in my perspective is really, um, not that you can't sleep or are not tired. I just think you don't need as much sleep anymore, because we're doing that mental physical reset, and instead of excreting, we're actually accumulating and withholding the energy, and we have to dispose of it in different ways, more productive, more masculine, more. I remember, like, I'll give you a good example. NoFap is what helped me be able to work out 2 times a day, sometimes three. 3 was kind of rare. I'd be more able to do that now because I just have a better grasp on the whole concept, and just not do like 3 hour and a half sick in the head brutal workouts. Maybe like an hour of this, 45 of that, another hour of something later, and just mix things up, and not like burn yourself out, but really like just get after for an hour, hit some shoulders, maybe hit 45 minutes of legs a few hours later, and then maybe do a bunch of push-ups and some pull-ups later on after that. Just really optimize all the energy, like just utilize it all. So basically, give me 1 second. This light just turned on. It's blinding me. that. There you go. Turn that light off. It just turns on its own. So yeah, basically what I was noticing is that yeah, not to lose my train of thought. So the only times that I really like went to the gym 2 times in one day, and don't forget, like when I would do it 2 times in one day while the gyms were still open, it was brutal. I would hit legs for an hour and a half earlier in the day, then I would go back at night and I would hit whatever. I would hit upper body, you know. I would do back, shoulders, chest, arms, whatever. And it would be like an hour and a half in the morning and an hour and a half at night. So now, mind you, did my nighttime workout suffer a little bit? It probably did, you know, because I, but I would say that's a whole conversation in itself. Is because I feel like, you know, the more in shape we are, and the more, you know, we're in a good healthy rhythm with our bodies and stuff like that. The more I think that the more I think that it could be possible. You know, you could have a fantastic workout in the morning and just equally as good a workout in the evening. You know, I just separate the muscles. You know, try to do like back in the morning, chest at night, legs in the morning, arms at night. You know, just try to have it be like opposites. Try to, you know, not have them interfere with each other too much, and then I think you could still have like two amazingly optimal workouts. So what I'm trying to say is with NoFap, the energy, you know, all the extra energy and stuff that I had, um, basically, that was where it started, you know, watching Michael Hearn, people like Michael Hearn, Kali Muscle. It was more Michael Hearn, because I think Michael Hearn did the 30-day blitz. That's where I learned it from. Yeah, just light bulb just went off. Yeah, so when I saw Michael Hearn doing the 30-day blitz, and he's working out in the morning and he's working out in the evening, or working out really early in the morning and then like early in the afternoon. So I took that concept. I didn't do the same hours, but I did like, you know, early afternoon and then later in the evening. And I was absolutely destroying it. You know, I would have a very optimal workout in the first part of the day, then have a really good one later on. So without the concept of NoFap, that was just not in my realm of possibility. It just was not. It wasn't. It wasn't something that like I really thought about. You know, it wasn't something I thought was possible. It wasn't something I thought was optimal. I didn't think it was useful. I didn't think it would help. You know, and then that's why it's very smart to open your mind and listen to other people that have more experience. Michael Hearn, 42, 43, 44 years of bodybuilding now. I think he's at 44 years, because I think he said started at 8 or 9 and now he's at like 53. Yeah, so he's at like 44 years of experience. So it's like, I'd rather listen to somebody who has more experience at something than years I've lived on this planet. You know, your ego's not your amigo. Sometimes you gotta close this and open these. So I got the concept from Michael Hearn from the 30-day blitz when he was working out twice a day. And I remember I worked out like, I think at one point I worked out like 7 days in a row, twice a day. And a girlfriend of mine came over and I just like took off my shirt and just like went in my boxers and was just like full out posing. My legs were just pumped and like everything was like just explosive. Everything was just, I was pumped up head to toe. And even her, she was like, wow, like you look crazy right now. So, I wouldn't have been able to do that without NoFap, most definitely. And I also, what else? Yeah, my mind started to change too, you know? So, gym performance was crazy. Uh, my mind changed, my attitude. I didn't lust over women the same anymore. I was just I was a lot more grounded, you know? So this video is at 25 minutes. I'm actually going to make a part 2 of this. I just decided that off the top of the dome because, I mean, this video is going to go way too long. So yeah, that's my day 21. NoFap definitely changed my life. It could definitely change yours too. And I wish you health, wealth, prosperity, and abundance. I'm out. Have a good night, day, evening, wherever you are.